Howdy, shipmates, it's Captain Dan here. Welcome to Story Time with Captain Dan, a time to tell tales old and new for young and old, a time to share, to lift our spirits during this time when we're stuck at home due to the coronavirus. I'm asking for shout outs and recommendations, so please keep sending them in and I'll shout them out for you. And today is for a very special friend of mine. A special request, and it's from the classic Mr. Man series by Roger Hargreaves, and as you can see, this is Mr. Snow, and it's especially for my great friend Philippa, who loves to squash her nose. Keep practicing, Philippa, you'll get to do it at the end. So this is Mr. Snow by Roger Hargreaves. One night, 2 days before Christmas, it started to snow. All night it snowed and snowed and snowed and snowed and snowed in the bleak midwinter. You know it, don't you? You know it. Millions and billions and trillions of big, white, soft snowflakes covered the whole wide world. When morning came, it was quite amazing to see just how much snow had fallen. All the houses, all the trees, all the roads, and all the fields were covered. It was almost as if a huge white blanket had gently laid over everything. Everywhere you looked was white. And then the sun came out, and so did the children. They were all dressed up and muffled up, wearing scarves and woolies and gloves and boots so they couldn't catch a cold. Very sensible. All the children were so excited to see so much snow, which isn't surprising really, because there was more snow than they had ever seen before. Some of them went on their sledges, racing down the hills. Some of them, who didn't have sledges, threw snowballs at each other. And one little boy made a snowball that was as big as himself. Look at that, you can just see his feet and hands. And some of the children, they made snowmen. Then it was Christmas Eve. The children all went home early so that they could go to bed early, so that they could get up early to see what Father Christmas had bought them. They were obviously good boys and girls. But that particular Christmas Eve, Father Christmas was in trouble. And the trouble was that it had snowed so much that Father Christmas was stuck, well and truly stuck. There was so much snow that his reindeer simply couldn't pull his sleigh piled high with all the presents that he had to deliver to all the children. "Oh dear," thought Father Christmas to himself. "Oh dear me, what am I to do?" He sat down on his sack of toys and thought and thought. He thought how he could manage to deliver all the presents to all the children before they woke up on Christmas Eve. "Oh dear me," he said out loud, and he sighed. Now it just so happened that Father Christmas had got himself stuck just beside a snowman, which of course one of the children had built. And it gave him an idea, a good idea, a very good idea, a very good idea indeed. Can you see the snowman? "How would you like to help me?" he asked the snowman. But of course the snowman didn't answer, because snowmen can't talk, can they? Silly Father Christmas. "Oh, of course, I'll have to use some of my magic to bring him to life," thought Father Christmas to himself. So he tugged his white beard 3 times and he muttered some Father Christmassy magic words into it. And suddenly, you might almost say as if by magic, the snowman came to life. "Hello, Father Christmas," said Mr. Snow, which of course was the snowman's name. "You look a bit sort of stuck if you ask me, which you aren't, but I'll say so anyway, and if you ask me again I'll say you need a sort of helping hand, and if you know what I mean, which you probably do because that's probably why you brought me to life, which you certainly did, so can I be of any assistance?" Now Mr. Snow, as you may well have gathered, was a rather talkative sort of snowman. "Exactly," beamed Father Christmas. "Let's get started. Ho, ho, ho." And start they did. Mr. Snow gave Father Christmas an enormous push, and off they went. They divided their work between them. It was Mr. Snow's job to make sure that all the right toys for all the right boys and all the right toys for all the right girls were put in all the right socks and sacks even. Sacks, not socks, silly me. And it was Father Christmas's job to make sure he took all the right sacks down all the right chimneys and delivered all the right toys to all the right boys and all the right toys to all the right girls. There you can see him. Mr. Snow and Father Christmas made sure that Susan got her teddy bear. Mr. Snow and Father Christmas made sure that Peter got his train. Mr. Snow and Father Christmas made sure that Joan, and John even, got his piggyback. Mr. Snow and Father Christmas even made sure that little Jane got her squeaky pink elephant just to play with in the bath. And then all of a sudden they discovered that between them they had finished. "I'd like to thank you very much indeed for helping me deliver all the right toys to all the right boys," said Father Christmas, shaking Mr. Snow's hand. "Not forgetting all the right toys for all the right girls," replied Mr. Snow, shaking Father Christmas by the hand also. "And now I'd better turn you back into a snowman again," said Father Christmas. "Thank you again and goodbye." "My pleasure," smiled Mr. Snow. And do you know, from that Christmas to this Christmas, Father Christmas always chooses a snowman to help him. So the next time that you build a snowman, you better make sure you build him properly, because somebody you know might just want that snowman to give him a hand. Somebody might, you know. You just don't know. And you know who that somebody might be, don't you? You do, don't you? The story of Mr. Snow by Roger Hargreaves. So that's the end of today's story time with Cat and Dan. It was lovely telling this story of Mr. Snow for my friend Philippa. Hope she enjoyed it. So please keep sending in your requests and I'll tell you a tale or two just to lift our spirits. But that's enough from Cat and Dan for today. So that's the end of story time with Cat and Dan. So I'm going to end with in my usual manner. I hope you'll join in. Philippa, remember the news. Remember the news. Here we go. Good night, good night. Oh, sweet repose. Don't lie on your belly because you might just squash your nose. Good night.